So the great thing about technology is it changes everything, but in huge, sweeping numbers. Imagine 11 trillion. That's the estimated value of linking digital and physical worlds together. 11 trillion. It's not even millions or billions, it's trillions. 1.5 billion is the number of social networkers users globally. And while these numbers and the opportunity is enormous, there's also a gap in terms of the realization. And one of the ones that really strikes me is that only 18%, that's the percentage of the digital potential that we're actually realizing. Here's the exciting thing. What we see in our research is it's translating into growth. Not just more growth than last year, but more growth than your competitors and beating the market rate of growth. And that is super exciting. We know that from our survey of lots of companies in the US and Europe, thousands, that actually the companies that are embracing digital are growing 5x faster. As Lorena mentioned, you don't expect industrial to be the first movers when we talk about technology. But this company did something, which is Lorena's message from earlier. They actually asked the customers what they wanted. And what the customers said, they said, we want something simple, we want something cheap, we want something easy. But you guys make it too hard for us. It is too hard to do business with you. I do not need technical support. I do not need 100 people to talk to. I do not need all the things you're giving me. Make it simple for me. And this was a segment of the market that it was a price-sensitive segment that the organization had not been able to capture yet. So what they did, they started a completely new business unit with one single channel, the web. What they did, to be able to sell through the one channel, they said, we're going to have very clear and transparent guidelines. There's going to be specific lot sizes, a specific payment terms, a specific shipping terms, and you cannot go outside that. It was phenomenal. The customers loved it. They were able to recover the investments within 3 months. They were able to capture 15 to 20% savings that then they passed on to the customers. And today, that organization represents 40% of the total organization. So 40% of sales for this industrial company comes from digital. If you think about what matters, if we say you need to sell the way that customers want to buy, you need to be curious. You need a seller who's going to ask questions and be curious about how does the customer want to buy versus execute a playbook. And you're going to need digital to actually reach and understand the customer in more granular ways and not always have that in the seat of the account manager. And you're going to need analytics to provide more information and context. And you need an A team. And I think it's really interesting that if you go back and you pivot your talent organization, whether you have 100 sellers or you have 1,500 sellers, how many of them are curious? And then how do you actually inspire that? And think about that. If you're the head of sales ops, you are no longer a taker of IT requirements. You should be setting them. And you should not be in the back office. You need to be in the front office developing the strategy. Because if you think about technology as a dependency, it's probably too late.